For Fred, it's Steve Greenberg from the Chicago Sun-Times. This is a 7th-seeded Valley team against a 3rd-seeded ACC tournament champion, but I don't think you guys could get away with pretending to be underdogs even if you wanted to. I don't think you're perceived that way. But how do you guys perceive, yourselves at this point relative to a major conference team? And maybe how is it different than last year going into that Kentucky game?
I don't know. That's for you guys to decide. We don't pay much attention to it. We just think of ourselves as winners, and we're tough, and we're going to fight, and we're going to go out there and play the game like it's our last game, and whatever happens, we'll live with it. So we just go out there and play with extreme confidence and play as hard as we possibly can, and when you do that, good things tend to happen. So as you writing something, that's for you to decide if you want to write underdog or whatever. We don't really pay much attention to that.
All the way to the back and all the way left.
Darius, Tom Withers, Associated Press. I'm just wondering how well you know LeBron and maybe what kind of influence he's had on your career.
I know LeBron pretty well, and, he's influenced me just from seeing how hard he works and, showing that good things can come out of Akron, Ohio, and he's just a role model. He's a very hard-working, good guy.
Center section toward the front.
Darius Marlowe right now from Akron again. I'm just wondering what you order at Swenson's. And number 2, the play angry thing seems to fit your mentality. Could you just, why do you think, is that the kind of player you are?
Let me answer the second question first. The play angry thing, it's just, we're all hard-working guys, and we all want to win. So that's just, that just comes with it. We all just have a strong will to win, and coach pushes us a lot. So that's just how we are. And
Your order from Swenson's.
I'll take a Galley Boy, probably some potato teasers, and that's probably it. I don't want to get too full off of it.
No condiments, ketchup, mustard, anything like that?
No. Wait, is this actual order? Or?
Never know.
Yeah, that's it.
All the way to the back, all the way to the left.
Hey, Fred, Tom Withers, AP. Are these longer timeouts too long? Are they helpful? Do you find you guys drifting off in it? Does the coach have your attention while 3 and 4 minutes pass?
Is that for both student
For
athletes?
Fred, please.
Oh, for Fred. Go ahead.
Well, if you know Coach Marshall even a little bit, I'm sure he's going to have our attention one way or the other. But I don't pay much attention to it. It helped for a guy who's playing 37 and 38 minutes sometimes. Obviously, the Indiana game was up and down. I'm chasing Yogi around a lot, so I was pretty gassed during that game. But they can help. They can hurt. We stay focused no matter what throughout the game. It's just a time to regroup. And like I said, I'm playing that many minutes. I might need a couple extra ones, get some more commercials in.
If you have a question for Fred or Darius, please raise your hand. We do have a few more minutes. All the way in the front, on the left.
Fred again. What do you see in Notre Dame compared with what you saw preparing for Kansas? Maybe out on the perimeter especially.
I think the point guard Jackson is kind of similar to Mason in the sense that he wants to get in the paint and he can knock down a three, get in the paint and create for others. He's pretty tough and good on defense. So they got really good guard play. They got some skilled post players and they shoot the ball really well. Kind of space the floor similar to Indiana, but probably more efficient. And they're a good team. When you keep advancing, it doesn't get easier. The teams are getting better and better each round. So we got our work cut out for us, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
We have another question on the left side to the right of the aisle.
Darius, back to the two-foul issue. What does it say about Evan and his abilities? You talked about Bush and how he stepped up. And then secondly, when you get 2 fouls and you go to the bench, what's that feeling like? Because Coach Marshall's not a guy that's going to put you back in the first half for sure.
That says a lot about Evan. He's a good player and he steps up in every position when he has to. He almost plays all the positions on the floor, and he's just a great guy to have on your team. And going to the bench, it's tough sometimes, but you just got to look past it and know that when you get back in, you just got to correct it and move on.
We have a few more minutes for available questions for the student athletes, and there's another one in the center section toward the front.
Marla right now from Akron again. Darius, have you ever played LeBron one-on-one?
No.
Was it in a
Follow up.
team setting? Have you, when you work out with him, is it just lifting weights or what? Well, what could you describe it?
I've played with him in like pickup games and stuff, and we do like basketball drills. It's just like all types of workouts I've done with him.
We do have a few more minutes for questions for the student athletes if there are any remaining. We have one in the left-hand section toward the center.
Zach Jackson, Fox Sports. Fred, you talked about extreme confidence. Do you always have that? Is that something you guys have gained as this season has gone along? Do you feel like you're playing your best ball right now?
Yeah, we tend to always play that way. Whether it works out for you or not depends on your level of execution and being prepared. And game to game, the game flow is just different. But we always have that confidence. I think in the tournament for young guys, when you keep advancing, or like a guy like Zach Brown, when he plays well and he gets to see the benefits of that, confidence builds that way. As a freshman, I had a similar experience, with the Final Four team, just game to game, just getting more and more confident. So for guys who haven't been here, confidence definitely builds throughout the game, throughout, each week. But we try to, have that level of confidence every game that we play, just because, you don't want to have any regrets at the end of the day.
Any final question for the student athletes from Wichita State today? We'd like to thank Darius and Fred for joining us here in the main interview room. They're going to head back toward the locker room, which should be closed in just about a minute.